Hey there, Sabine here. Hope you're having a great day. Back with another video in the social capital series. And so today we're talking about the power of the follow-up. And so most of you, I'm sure you've heard that term, the fortune is in the follow-up. And if you've never heard it, the fortune is in the follow-up. And there's a reason why that term exists, and it's a reason why it's true. And so, opportunity really fades fast. And so we are bombarded by information, especially if you're a business owner, you're attending events, you're doing coffee chats, you're part of networking groups. And so it's not unreasonable that you can find within a week that you've met, anywhere between 1 to 10 new people. And the challenge really isn't about meeting new people. It's what do you do after you meet those people? How do you maintain that connection that you felt or experienced when you were having that conversation at the event or wherever it was that you connected with that person? So let's talk about why follow-up is really the lever that keeps your network alive. And so first and foremost is conversations fade without reinforcement. Again, we have a lot going on. If you're at an event, you talk to a couple people, you collect a business card, maybe you connect with them on LinkedIn. If you think that that is enough to maintain the relationship, it's not. And so the burden is on you as the individual, especially if you're a business owner, being intentional about wanting to build relationships with someone to actually have a strategy and a plan to follow up. So one of the things that I always do, and I teach this whenever I'm teaching anything around social capital, is if you attend an event, you connect with that person on LinkedIn right then and there. Of course, collect the business card. That's great. You can always circle back, but get get that connection out there on LinkedIn while they still remember you. And in addition to that, have a message, send it out with a message. Now, I know there are limitations depending on, whether or not you have a free or a premium plan. I'm just going to assume you're a business owner, you have a premium plan. And so within that plan, it allows you to send an invite with a note. And so there I have something in my clipboard where I could just copy and paste. And what am I copying and pasting? Hey, so great to meet you at X event. I'm putting in wherever the event is, looking forward to continuing to engage with you on this platform. Nice, easy, simple. It's programmed into my phone. I just cut and paste with regards to what the event is. Now, that allows me after the fact to go back in when the person accepts to say, oh, okay, I met Susie at this particular event on this date. Now I have a record of it. So when I follow up with Susie, if I end up following up with her, at least I know where we met. At least I have some level of context of where our conversation originated from. I actually got that from back in the day when I used to be a recruiter and I used to be at career fairs. And so I would take notes on the back of the resume, or I would, fold over the top of the resume if it was someone that I really wanted to follow up with. So these strategies that I use as it relates to networking, I've actually been using them for well over a decade from my corporate days. And so, what does that mean? When I now go to follow up with Susie, I have some context, something that she can relate to. It sends a signal, right? It sends a signal that, oh, she really was interested in continuing this conversation because now she remembers what we talked about and she's asking for a virtual coffee or a meetup or whatever that looks like. It automatically differentiates you from the thousands or the hundreds or the dozens of people that they meet on a regular basis or who ask to connect with them on LinkedIn and they just click the connect. And then, of course, fortune in the follow-up is what do you do after that, right? So you've connected with them on LinkedIn, you've created some context, you've maybe followed up so that you can have a deeper conversation based on what you were talking about. And then what? Hopefully in that conversation you discovered a way that you could support Susie or whoever it is, but you've discovered a way to support Susie and now you're following up with that thing, that resource, that introduction, that connection, whatever that was that you committed to. That's what creates momentum. That's what helps you go from someone that they met at a networking event or wherever and they exchange business cards to someone who is moving into a valuable resource for them within their network. And so stuff like this on how to actually move from being at an event to actually building the relationship or the connection that allows you to leverage that social capital later is exactly what we're going to talk about during the upcoming Cultivating Connections Challenge. And so you can join us absolutely free. It runs December 9th through the 11th. It's going to be completely on Zoom and we're only running for an hour. One of the questions that I've gotten several times now, if I can't make one day, should I still register? Absolutely, because you'll get the replays. So you'll be able to watch whatever it is that you miss. Again, the link is in the captions. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me. Happy to answer any of those. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing you in the challenge. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll talk soon. Take care.